Happy Monday and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Rocketeer Minute, where each and every day, Monday through Friday, we go over 1 minute of the greatest adventure movie Walt Disney's ever made, the 1991 Joe Johnston-directed feature, The Rocketeer. I'm one of your hosts, Jim O'Kane of TVDads.com.
And I'm Hal Bryan, an airplane nerd from the Experimental Aircraft Association here in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And Jim, we've got another great guest with us today, somebody else from the Movies by Minute community. And I hope he doesn't hate me for this, but I want to say that his show has the second best theme in all of the Movie by Minute podcasts. So, okay, he's laughing there. We're okay then, maybe. Oh, all right then, we're off to a great start. So with that, please give a bitter and angry welcome to Tom Taylor of the Indiana Jones Minute.
Hello.
I seriously love your guys' theme, but I just adore ours so
It is
much.
great.
Yours is amazing.
You don't have to choose. You can just embrace them all.
There you go. That's
it's
fair
a
enough.
cornucopia of great themes.
Yours could even be tied for first place in my
there we go.
If that's okay.
Sure.
Wow. Well, Tom, thanks so much for being on the show, and thanks for watching the movie. I know that you were...
it took a while.
You were a novice on it, or an uninitiated, but
yeah.
you sat down with your son and physically forced him to watch the movie with you.
Yes.
So,
every new movie I show him, I have to force him to watch it. He only wants to watch movies that he's already seen, but then somehow that list of movies grows. I think because of me, because I make him watch other movies.
I learned it from you. Yeah.
I learned Rocketeer from you, Dad.
How old is your son, Tom?
He's 10.
He's 10? Oh,
Yeah.
That's great.
Perfectly placed for this movie.
He is, yeah.
Exactly.
He loved it.
And it's always so tempting to say, oh, that's such a great age. But, people ask my wife, how old's your husband? Well, he's 49. Oh, what a cute age. So,
No, they're great at that age.
They're cute at that age. They're still learning.
Just all the toys and the...
Yeah. It's just discovering
Lord.
podcasting. It's so sweet. It's a tender age.
You say toys, and I'm looking around my home office here, and there's action figures everywhere.
Yeah.
Every direction. And a big Rocketeer helmet, of course.
Of course.
So he liked it, and who liked it more? Did you like it, or did your son like it more? Was it even, or...
That's a good question. He, wow. It's hard to say. I'll say that I liked it more, only because he didn't immediately want to watch it again. Like, I know that he really loves something when he immediately wants to watch it again. But that doesn't mean that he didn't like it. He actually did like it.
He'd already seen Captain America, so I guess it's just...
That's true. Yeah,
another World War II guy.
That's kind of it. Yeah, I hate to say it, but there is like an element of like, oh, the newer stuff, the whiz-bang, computer animated stuff, zero attention span cutting and everything that really does appeal to the youngsters these days. It's hard to say no to that stuff.
And this was kind of Disney's attempt to subvert your the study of yours of the Indiana Jones folks. This seemed to be set in the 30s, action adventure, lovable lunkhead that's the star of the show, and a brunette.
See,
so, it all happens. And
right?
Nazis.
Yeah, let's
everywhere.
not forget the Nazis. Never forget
James
the
Bond.
Nazis, Jim.
Yeah, and James Bond. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Roger Moore just missed the boat on this whole thing in the early 90s. So generally, you liked it. Did it?
Oh yeah.
How did you miss it the first time? Any idea how that?
Think it's weird. I think I may have missed it the same way. Like America kind of missed it. Like I think I was like, "Hey, T2," and whatever else was that? What was that?
Yeah.
Like 90? Was it 90 or 91?
Yeah, 91, and it was Robin Hood, and then T2, and then City Slickers, and just it was all forgotten. And then Disney doesn't really do cable TV, so it didn't really show up a lot on cable unless you're watching the Disney Channel.
But it's weird. Like when I was always aware of it, and I was always like, oh, I really need to watch The Rocketeer. It's probably really good. It's probably right up my alley. And even to the point where they announced that Joe Johnston was doing Captain America, I'm like, oh, that makes total sense. That's perfect. It's kind of like, I bet it's going to be kind of Rocketeerish. It'll have like Jimmy Gilliker's kind of, American, hope and aspirations and adventure and fun. It'll have that kind of but I didn't even know that. I don't know how I knew the Rocketeer had all that. Like it just seemed like it from the ads and from the spirit of the
Osmosis,
the imagery and everything. Yeah, osmosis probably. Yeah, that it just seemed like that made total sense that they would have that kind of connective tissue. Those two kinds of American adventure stories.
Were there any big surprises on your watching of this? Something that you didn't expect when you were watching the movie?
I think the big weird henchman dude. I think I wasn't expecting. I was like, oh, really? That's like something I would expect to have seen like on McDonald's glasses and stuff, and like I would have seen him all over the place. I would imagine.
Yeah,
like
if you had gone to Pizza Hut, you would have seen him. That was the only place that they had it.
That's it. I didn't go to Pizza Hut. No, well.
Didn't have the infiltration in Chicago, I guess. But,
I guess not. No.
Yeah, a shame. But here we are watching 81 minutes in. I still can't get over how far we've gone in this film. And we're watching Cliffy sneak into the darkened Bulldog Cafe. He's doing a pretty good job. Considering that the place is closed, they sure do have an awful lot of lights on in it. It's an awful lot of ambient light.
That seems to be true of the planet Earth at night in movies.
Yeah.
Like, no matter where you go, there's got to be a little bit of light from somewhere, and don't think about it too hard.
Wow. And he's walking past one of my favorite props to show you're in the 1930s. There's a seltzer bottle just sitting around ready to make a cherry phosphate or something.
Yeah. Just in case.
Cherry phosphate. That sounds so appealing. Anytime you can name the chemical in the brand name of the drink, you know you're ahead of the game.
Is that real phosphate?
Yes, exactly. With just a hint of mercury.
This will clean my clothes as well. I can get the stains right out. So, but yes, seltzer bottles, as far as I can tell. I'm going to go all Pete Mummert here, but seltzer bottles have been around since 1790. So those are I keep thinking it's a newer technology, but it's like, wow, it's hundreds of years old. Hundreds of years ago, they were making 7-Ups and things. I guess they were maybe 2-Ups at the time, but that's
or Mead Up, I guess.
Mead Up, yes.
I like 2-Up better, frankly. You win that one, Jim O'Kane.
They used to have seltzer bottles for the longest time until World War II, because most of them, I was amazed at this, most of them came from Eastern Europe, and during World War II, the companies that made the seltzer bottles in Eastern Europe had been bombed out of existence. So they had to go with carbonated, like the regular Coke bottles that we're familiar with.
Wow.
They grew in popularity while the homemade aerosol bottles kind of fell out of disfavor until hipster speakeasy bars came around. So they're making a comeback.
Wow.
That's everything I know about seltzer bottles.
Yeah, wait, now we have one of those like home, not to go completely off the rails, but we have one of those, I don't even know what it's called.
Rails.
There are no rails. Or handlebars or anything.
Exactly.
Going head over tea kettle. You stick the bottle in, you put your whatever water in, and it carbonates it for you. Is that actually the same exact?
That's what it's doing. Yes.
Wow, okay.
It's a reinvention,
like a
a reimagining, as it were. Yeah.
Yeah, SodaStream. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Wow. Look at me.
The American company that used to make it was Sparklets, which you still see the bottles nowadays. Only they're just regular old seltzer bottles in your local Whole Foods or whatever.
Right.
It looks so nice and dangerous. It looks basically like a fire extinguisher, just ready to.
Right.
You can see shrapnel going all over the place if you drop
it. Trigger on it.
Yeah.
It's an apparatus.
I want to put a sign on it that says "Caution, phosphate."
Yes.
Handle with care. Handle like eggs.
Beware of refreshment. So we follow. So we go from the danger-filled seltzer bottle enclosed diner, and Cliff makes his way in 2 leaps up that ladder into the attic, where we see the asbestos-lined interior of the Bulldog's head.
That is asbestos, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it's very fireproof, and
sure,
it's a. Yeah, I mean, and asbestos was nothing back then. We just, I know it's... a
lot of things were nothing back then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it'll keep you safe, don't worry. But, it's just interesting that it's like kind of poured over all that chicken wire, which I guess is the easiest way to hold it all together. So
sure.
And Jim, speaking of chicken, so how's that for a segue?
There we go.
At second to 28 or so, as the attic door sort of falls down, a basket falls down on the door, and then a box that's branded Herb Ox falls down. And
Herb Ox, yes.
So, and when I first saw it, I'd never come across this before. I thought, is that some kind of laundry detergent? But no, it's a Hormel product, and it's a chicken bouillon broth.
Yes.
Used for broth and seasoning. And it's still around today, and the logo is almost exactly the same. You can still buy it.
It certainly is. It was one of my grandmother's favorite potions for getting me from being unsick. She would, boiling hot water, and her box was, I mean, I know it says herb, but she used to pronounce it herb. Have some herbox on herbox chicken bouillon cubes. They also made beef bouillon cubes, which was dreadful, but very effective. I don't know. I didn't dare get sick after having some of that.
You convinced me I won't get sick anymore. Fine.
It was chicken flavored salt is pretty much what it
flavored salt. And of course, you look at it now, and there's no sugar. It's gluten free. It's nut free.
Right. Yeah. What else
if
you
it's
want?
been wholly reinvented. And I'm willing to bet that sometime in about 1935, Hormel made like a warehouse full of this powder, and they're still just scooping out of that first batch.
Yeah.
But it is, they do suggest it for a satisfying hot beverage.
Wow. Can you imagine what the lunchroom was like at the Herbox facility?
Yeah,
What do you want for lunch? Anything but
Herbox again.
Anything but chicken salt water, please. And what if you could put it in the seltzer bottle and have sparkling chicken salt water.
Oh my God.
I think you've discovered something.
I think we have. I think I know what I'm trying tomorrow.
I have been wanting to carbonate all sorts of things, and I haven't tried it yet.
Well, there's experiment number 1. We need to report back. You could be a YouTube sensation now, Tom.
Okay.
We'll get your address offline. I'll chip in for the her box.
Yeah, I'll get some
I think we
piping hot her box.
We can have this as the official snack food of the Chicago Movies by Minute
Oh, there we go.
convention. Which, by the way, folks, if you haven't signed up already, get out to moviesbyminutes.com/Chicago. Get a ticket. You can hear all of us. We'll all be there.
Yeah, vomiting her box.
Yes.
Join us.
Bring your seltzer bottle. Wow. Well, poor Cliff falls down a ladder and meets America Martin, who is playing Patsy. And I have to say, I have reached out as many times as I possibly can, and we don't have any more scenes with Patsy. So this will
we do see her at the very end.
Very end. So you still
there's still a tiny shred of hope.
America Martin or friends of America Martin, please, if you know this dear woman who is so kind enough to appear in this movie, and is all grown up and is a world-renowned artist who has her own Twitter account.
Her own Twitter account. And presumably her own credit cards. And
keys. She's probably a house and a mortgage or rent or whatever. But she seems to be doing very well, and I just would hope that she would look back on her childhood with fondness and want to talk about it. Yeah. And there is a free USB headset in it for her if she please come on our show and talk about your days in the Rocketeer. But that's my final plea, because we've run out of minutes for America.
Wow.
So
minutes for America.
Yeah, God bless America, Martin. But that sounds so true. We've run out of minutes for America. And it's like, where do I go? I need to buy bonds. I'll help
available
with this,
in the lobby.
Jim. Yes, available in the lobby. Exactly.
Oh, dear. And they're really expensive. I still can't believe salads were 30 cents back then. That just seems a little pricey for 1938. Over America's shoulder there. She's
And what is it that's 50 cents that we can't see? Was that a hamburger? I know we've gone over this before.
No,
so
I think it was some kind of a dinner thing, like a steak or half a chicken. I can't. It's back several dozen minutes. People can look it up if they want. They go to the website, the website rocketeerminute.com. Listen to everything and report back.
Yes. I can't see it, but I want to vote Salisbury steak. I just want it to be Salisbury steak.
That works fine for me.
It should. Okay. It should. Tuna melts, maybe not. Maybe tuna melts hadn't been invented. I don't know.
Wow.
Cliff stands up, and we see all those beautiful pictures that are hanging in Mike Bruno's museum collection somewhere.
Exactly. So many of those have gotten a good home, and it's been so much fun digging into those when we get a good view. But so many of them are just so tantalizingly just out of sight. But we found a few real gems, including that Crosby CR4 that pops up in a few pictures. That
one that's in your office. Yeah,
it's not quite my office, but 100 yards away in the same building, I see it every day of my life. Pretty amazing. See these one-of-a-kind airplanes back there.
Cliff remembers that he's in a family show, so she scared the living heck out of her.
Yeah, living heck.
Yes, this is Disney,
Right. Yes. Well, then the way that he, is that the next minute?
I think we're
I'm thinking of the next minute where he yells at her to apologize.
Tuesday.
Sorry, yes. Can't, no spoilers. But scared the living heck out of me. That's charming.
It looks like they had a complete cleanup since, I guess Millie just left the seltzer bottle out. She just had one cherry phosphate for the road.
Right. Didn't clean up after.
Where does Patsy sleep? I don't understand
where does she live? Who is she? Is she just... my friends. Well, in fact, Eric Flint, Jim, who was a guest of ours, the Army historian who came on to talk about the newsreels. In his neighborhood, there's a girl about his daughter's age who just sort of bounces from house to house and is friends with all the kids in the neighborhood. And they refer to her as the outdoor cat because she doesn't seem to. She has a home and everything. It's all fine. She's not a homeless kid, but she's just always sort of bouncing around outside. And if you're outside, she'll turn up.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what America Martin is. She's just a bit of a stray.
She's just, I assume that Patsy's her mom and that Malcolm is the dad they never talk about.
You mean Millie's her mom?
Millie, I'm sorry. Millie is her mom and Malcolm is like just, he was away in the war and things happen.
Things do happen. They absolutely do.
Someday we may get beloved character actress Margot Martindale on to talk about beloved character actress Margot Martin and find out what they thought the relationship was.
Right. The beloved actress hour. That's what we call that one.
And they're back on the phone. The slightly asynchronous or anti-chromatic. What was it? Counter? What's the word?
I almost had it.
Anachronistic. There
Thank
we are.
you.
Anachronistic. The phone with the anachronistic cylindrical lock on it.
Has there been a time traveling character named Anna Chronastic?
I see a Netflix 6-episode miniseries right there.
Okay,
I love it. I'm adding it to my watch list right now, just in case. There was a great graphic novel series called Tempest Fugitive, which I thought was one of the best names.
Nice.
Ooh.
So a little play on time flies, but
very cool.
How clever was that? And then it was one of those that I think nobody bought it, so the writer never finished it, and it just stopped.
Oh man!
So, and I've been slightly angry since the mid '80s.
A late friend of mine had a story treatment called Romanticide, and I wanted to see that as a movie poster. Just like, yeah, that sounds great. I don't know what it's about, but I want to see it.
No kidding. God, sometimes all it takes is just a great title.
Yeah. Rock-a Who.
Yes, the Rock-a Who. So great in this scene to see Eddie Valentine, sort of in his element, a little bit of extortion and things. And just
pinky ring and all. He's just
I love when Cliff answers the phone and says, "Peeves?" All you hear is wrong.
Wrong.
Wrong. You see, Gordon? It's like not even trying to be funny. It's like, no, I'm not who you just said I am.
Yeah.
It's me.
FBI?
Valentine.
No.
Yeah. Keep going.
Just keep going.
Wrong.
You get 2 more guesses, but just wrong.
And he's very, he's a man of few words, and he knows exactly, the reason I'm calling is just to let you know that we have your girl, and you better, we're going to get rid of her.
Right. Can you picture, I know Paul Sorvino is, he's Goodfellas and everything, but can you picture this Paul Sorvino killing somebody, let alone Jennifer Connelly? He says, make sure you make it over here, we're going to have to kill the girl.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
I don't picture him in the room when it happens.
Oh, that could be.
I can see him sort of giving the order and then moving on. I mean,
I think not. I don't think Spanish Johnny would, but I think Mike would. Mike would definitely.
He's just psycho enough. Spanish Johnny wouldn't want to mess up his suit.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
And Eddie Valentine most certainly would not want to have anyone touch his attire.
Or they could
bowler on down.
Contract it out to Lothar. Lothar would just squish her.
Sure. Well, they don't have a great history with Lothar. He's folded one of Valentine's men in half.
Yeah, right. and Bigelow. So it's
yes, and Otis Bigelow. Speaking of Otis Bigelow, I caught another few minutes of another Seinfeld rerun last night with Otis Bigelow. As,
John Polito. Yeah,
John Polito as the foreign landlord, and it's just so. It's so surreal. I cannot make them the same person.
Yeah, I get that way watching Cardinal. I'm like, that's the Rocketeer?
Yeah, exactly.
He's got some issues now. Things haven't been going too well. I do admire Jenny has managed somehow to get a hold of a comb while she was grabbed by Lothar in a past minute, and she's just perfectly coiffed and that those beautiful plaits, the braids. Having a daughter, I learned how to do English plaiting, and it's like kind of a difficult thing to keep those braids tight, and it's just very impressive. Of course. They just stop by the makeup trailer in between scenes, but still.
It just comes naturally to some young ladies.
It's like 3 cans of Aquanet, I guess. So they did make their point. I do like the way he's a man of few words, and they had this all planned out, and maybe
and they're so calm and quiet about it. That makes it all the more menacing. From the his first went wrong, and then right. That's enough just to let you know it's serious. And then you want to see your girlfriend, bring us the rocket, write this down. It's just
strictly business.
Yeah, exactly. This is how we do this. This is it's basic sort of kidnapping and extortion 101.
Yeah. Why do you have to write it? I mean, I don't understand why I guess he has to write it down just so that other people find out about it later on, just the same way they found out about 1635 Palm Terrace as a place to go.
Oh, right. Right. Does he tell him to write it down?
Yeah. He says that's enough. I just want to let you know we're serious, and you got to write this down. Griffith Observatory, 4 a.m.
Yeah. It seems like that would be pretty easy to remember with everything going on. But then again, it also kind of puts Eddie, reinforces his position of power. It's just, I'm going to give you an order. Write this down because I don't trust you to remember it. He's thinking,
I wouldn't trust myself.
Yeah, he's thinking he's a chowderhead, just like PV brought up. Right. So
yeah. I would definitely, even if they didn't tell me to write it down, I would definitely attempt to write it down because I know that, Griffith Park? Griffith, oh, gee, oh, hang on, 4? Wait, oh, geez, I think he said 4. And,
it was 4 Griffith Street. No, Griffith Parkway.
Griffith.
And then I was supposed to observe. I was observing something when I got there. Wait, and I was bringing the rocket, or was I bringing a phosphate?
Melanie Griffith? What?
yes, Melanie Griffith Park. Now you're really lost.
Yes, it's all over the place, and it's great how everybody has a pencil. I mean, that's back in the days when people had pencils.
Yeah. I still like a nice pencil.
Put this in your iPhone calendar.
Yeah.
Let me airdrop
I'll
this here.
pause for a moment while you get to the app.
Yes.
All right. Griffith
hung up.
Observatory.
They're very thorough here, and it's take good dictation.
Yeah.
But and look at how well lit he is under that one light that they should have turned off. But it was the Depression. People had cheap lighting or something.
Yeah.
I guess this is all we can find in this minute. Anything in particular that we've passed over? It's difficult to tell with this minute.
It's an important minute. I mean, it establishes this. It's if I'm remembering correctly, it's the first real contact between Eddie and Cliff, right?
Yeah.
So it's the first time they sort of speak together, and then it's firmly established that the bets are off. Or I should say the gloves are off. Mm-hmm. They've got Jenny. They're going to kill her, and unless he trades it for the rocket. And this is the thing that's finally spelled it all out for him in black and white. There's no more thinking about sort of what can I get away with, and can I go get in touch with the FBI or go back and talk to Howard Hughes or something myself and just resolve this without anything getting worse. It's just the stakes are completely out there on the table.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And his plan, like that is his plan right here as he's hanging up the phone, is he's going to go back out to the trash can, put on his rocket pack, and fly off to Griffith Observatory, right? I mean, that would be his immediate plan?
Yeah, I think that's what he's thinking. Now, we may find out tomorrow that doesn't quite work out exactly like that, but that's got to be what he's thinking. Although, I don't know what time it is right now. What if this is this midnight? And he's saying, well, okay, 4 hours. I've got time to
catch a movie.
And
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go fluff.
How much time do you usually give somebody? I've never kidnapped anybody before or held them ransom or anything.
Well, that's
weird. How much? What would be like a weird amount of time, or like a decent amount of time to like give somebody to?
Yeah, it's got
4 hours sounds like a lot.
Especially a guy with a rocket pack. I mean,
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
We know he left the South Seas, and they were still open, and I'm assuming they weren't open until midnight. So it's probably before midnight when he left.
Okay.
So, and that only took a matter of minutes to get over the Hollywood Hills, land over. We're saying that he's somewhere near LAX, or we're never sure exactly where this airport is.
We're not, although we do see we do know Bigelow's address, at least on the on the stationery that I don't know that we don't get a great look at.
It's at the end of runway 9 on LAX.
So it's right there on Sepulveda, but
and. So he's either at LAX or he's somewhere near, like, between Universal Studios and Burbank. But it's still a minute or two away. He doesn't fly that long.
Right.
Yeah. I guess if I were in the situation, if I were Eddie, I would give myself like an hour. I give myself twice the amount of time I would need to get myself there early, and then so I might give him like an hour or half an hour or something.
Yeah, because you want to be there early. But then and then what in the world is Patsy? As you said, where does she live?
Why is she going up at midnight?
And why is she wandering into the local diner?
She wanted a cherry pasta or something. Or?
That could be. Maybe she knows how to make them herself.
Covered with just raw box or whatever.
Have you been huffing the chicken bouillon cubes again? Yeah. Oh dear.
Your eyes are turning blue from the box of Milan.
So much powdered poultry. Oh goodness!
I set my mind in motion. Yeah. Wrong movie. Wrong show. Is anybody doing that yet, by the way? I don't know.
Somebody had dibs, and I think they were planning on doing it, but something derailed. But as far as I know, they should do it.
The podcast must flow. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, the spice must flow.
Someday.
The episodes must flow.
Well, as we must flow too. Let's head off. Let's head off of this particular scene, and we'll discuss this a little bit more tomorrow. So if everybody can join us back there, if you've got some more opinions about chicken bouillon or cherry phosphates or seltzer bottles or how to handle a kidnapped scheduling, please join us on social media. We're always available. By the way, if you haven't been, you're really out of your mind for not going to the Indiana Jones Minute, folks. They really do.
You're here.
What's the matter with you?
Yeah, I mean, come on. All the cool kids are there, and really, it is one of. I am not exaggerating when I say it is one of the best shows on all podcasting. I mean, it's up there with.
That's nice of you to say.
It's so darned entertaining, and I've been late for so many things, waiting for the end of your show. I have to simultaneously applaud and deride you.
I'm sorry, and you're welcome.
Yes. But it's great. The boys are on hiatus right now, but they're going into one of my personal favorite movies. The Last Crusade is coming up, so there's lots of blimps and missing grails and dying Glovers and all kinds.
And more James Bonds.
Yes.
More James Bonds. Pilatus PC9s, Booker Youngmans. And I've been shamelessly publicly campaigning for a guest spot. So
Yeah.
All right.
He knows his airplanes, and I want to talk. I want to talk about what Charlemagne never said,
Yes,
but we'll
exactly.
see if we get there. And if you do need, I am an actual Eagle Scout, so if you need to talk Boy Scout stuff, I'd
Oh,
be happy for
fantastic.
the beginning, which is one of the things you always point out that like Indiana. I'll give you a freebie. Indiana Jones never gets what he wants. It always like slips out of his fingers. He misses stuff. And one of the things, if you look carefully at young Indiana Jones, River Phoenix, he is a Life Scout, which is one away from being an Eagle. So he's not quite an Eagle Scout.
wow.
And
Wow.
it's just one of those little things that I.
Oh, that's tragic.
You gotta, it's just Boy Scout trivia that it stands there and you go, oh, I get it. So
That explains everything.
anyway, we'll talk about that on your show someday.
Yes.
But please, yes, go check out IndianaJonesMinute.com. And what is your Twitter again? I can't remember.
It is Indiana Jones Min.
Min, that's right.
So his names aren't long enough.
Yes, Indiana Jones Min is always there on Twitter, and they have a listeners appreciation group on Facebook, which is the Indiana Jones and the.
Indiana Jones Minute and the Listener's Crusade.
And it is awesome to be there because the kinds of arguments they have are the ones that you wait up for. Very good, pointless, and endlessly fascinating things. And when you're done over there, come on over with us because we have a lot of other social media too. You can join us on Twitter, Rocketeer Minute. You can find us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Rocketeer Minute. You can find us on the great big site, RocketeerMinute.com. Catch up on all the previous episodes. Buy cool swag from Amazon. What else? We must have something else. I can't remember. Anyway, go there. You'll find out what we've got. And you can find us. You can find both Indiana Jones Minute and Rocketeer Minute out there on iTunes, Google Play. Just type in either of those nice words. When search results come back up, click on either of us and hit subscribe, and you'll get us hot and fresh every day that we come out with a new one. One other thing is that Indiana Jones Minute has Patreon, a special, very special episodes. You can go out there if you pay cash money, and you can get really cool extra features. You guys are doing Close Encounters next, right?
Yeah, we've been talking about Jaws for I don't know how long. We're just sort of, it's not like a minute by minute thing, but it's an extended conversation about Jaws over multiple episodes.
Oh, cool.
And coming up next, the next movie we'll talk about is Close Encounters, which is awesome.
And that's getting a theatrical re-release here pretty soon.
I know.
That's cool.
Very exciting.
I'm
Wow.
excited about that. It's like the only movie I'm excited about seeing. And it's 30 years old.
It's good. Just to
It
get
is good.
A half sunburned Richard Dreyfuss making Devil's Tower out of mashed potatoes. That's
It doesn't get any better than
Delicious.
that.
no, it's entertaining. Why they didn't get Oscars for that, I'll never know. But anyway, let's talk about this some more tomorrow. So please join us back here on the Rocketeer Minute. So until next time, over and out.
Go get him, kid.